Now, when Kashmir got the autonomy, the communal forces in India, within Congress party, outside Congress party, they started putting pressure on the government that the clauses of autonomy of Kashmir should be removed and it should be totally merged in India. When this talk began, Sheikh Abdullah got scared and he started meeting Chinese authorities, he started meeting American ambassadors and others. When he was trying to do this, to find a solution to India's aspiration or pressure on Indian government to merge Kashmir in India, at that time when Sheikh Abdullah was meeting these people, he was charged, Sheikh Abdullah was charged that he is anti-national element. He is trying to secede from India, and under this clause he was imprisoned and put behind the bars for 17 long years. And this was the beginning of process of emotional secessionism, emotional alienation of people of Kashmir, which later on went into become the separatist ideas. And these separatist ideas were very much encouraged by Pakistan. You must be remembering that Pakistan was totally backed up by United States of America. United States that time was planning that since there is communist in South Asia, Indian leadership is bent towards socialism. There is nearby China, there is nearby Russia, and these are communist or socialist. So in order to have its own interference in this region, America was very keen that Kashmir has a particular government which should be compliant to its own needs, its own political needs in the world. That's why it kept backing up Pakistan's effort all through. The result was that slowly this emotional secessionism, this process of alienation started becoming worse and worse, and lot of the people started taking the path of militancy. Now this separatism was further aggravated by a tampering in the electoral process. The central government of India continuously undertook a thing which is called rigging of the elections. Because of the rigging of the elections, a true representative Kashmiri government could not be formed, and people's alienation started becoming worse by the day. In 1980s, we have seen that Al-Qaeda, after Al-Qaeda defeated the Russian armies, a section of Al-Qaeda also started entering Kashmir for its own jihad in quotes. This started communalizing the issue. So far, it was just an issue of Kashmiri autonomy. I must tell you, Kashmir's culture is not either Hindu or Muslim. This culture is called Kashmiriyat, which is a synthesis of Vedantic teachings, teachings of Buddhism, and teachings of Sufi religion. This is a very beautiful synthesis of three great traditions of India. That's what Kashmiriyat is. But from 1980s, once the problem became worse off, once the Al-Qaeda elements started entering, once the Pakistani trained militants started coming more in number, this process of movement for Kashmiriyat, movement for autonomy started getting communalized. And because of this communalization, Kashmiri Pandits were harassed, Kashmiri Pandits were targeted, and because of their own dissatisfaction and because of the negative intervention from the governor Jagmohan, nearly 3.5 lakhs Pandits had to leave the valley, and even today they are living in a very wretched situations in different refugee camps. But it is not only the Kashmiri Pandits who had to leave the Kashmir valley. There is a very large number of Muslims also who suffered the militancy, and they also left the Kashmiri valley. Kashmir had three types of violence. One is a local indigenous violence because of dissatisfaction. Second is a violence which came because of the Pakistani trained militants, because of the Al-Qaeda. And the third type of violence is the one because of the Indian army entering into Kashmir. I hope you all know that armies are meant to fight against the enemies. And if army is there in a particular area for a long time, what will happen to the democratic conditions? What will happen to the people's satisfaction, dissatisfaction? And that went on compounding the Kashmir issue. On the top of it, every communal element started imposing that, well, Kashmir should be merged into Pakistan or Kashmir should be merged into India. And somehow the best part happened in 2004 elections. These were the elections in which no tampering, no poll rigging was done, because of which the nature of representative was fairly democratic, because of which the situation in Kashmir started improving. But unfortunately, the BJP appointed Governor B.K. Sinha, once he took charge, he started playing communal politics. The first thing which he did was related to Amarnath Shrine. Let me tell you, Amarnath Shrine was discovered by a Muslim shepherd belonging to Malik family, and the Amarnath Yatra was being managed by the local Muslims, guides, tourists and the local traders. In 2005, a legislation was brought transferring all this management of the local yatra to the Shrine Board, which was to be under the control of the government. Later, by manipulation, this governor also succeeded in getting the land of forests transferred to the Shrine Board. Now, transferring a forest land to anybody else is totally illegal and against the constitutional values. But somehow this was manipulated, and once this came to be known, there was a great amount of resentment in the Kashmir Valley. At the same time, in Jammu, the communal forces intensified their politics, because of which the blockade of Kashmir Valley took place in an effective manner, because of which essential supplies were not reaching, and the products of Kashmir Valley, the fruits, were rotting in the valley. Because of these two things, again, very negative sentiments came up calling for independence of Kashmir. Now, as such, the situation was improving. But see again how the Shrine Board under the management of B.K. Sinha, who is a pro-BJP person, because of him, how he has spoiled the things again in Kashmir is very much clear to us.